Hello guys and welcome to Tracetainment. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to click the subscribe button so you don't miss none of the videos that I post. In today's video, former President Donald Trump speaks to women voters in Battleground, Georgia. And I must say this, it's videos like this that needs to be shared because you go online and then you see this and that. Trump doesn't do this, he doesn't know how to speak to this. And then when he actually speaks to women, he shows that he cares. Because that's what he's about. He's about caring and making change to benefit everyone. But guys, check this video out.
Hi, my name is Rachel Rachel S. here from Cumming, Georgia. I'm a single mom to 2 kids here. And just in 3.5 years, my child tax credit has decreased by 80% almost.
Good what? Excuse me?
Her child
Sorry, this
tax
is-
credit has
Okay.
decreased by 80%.
Sorry, my child tax credit
Right.
has decreased by almost
Right.
80%. Daycare for the lowest amount is roughly $1,400 a month for one child here.
Yeah.
That right there is why we need change. We need to put more money back in people's pocket and make it a comfortable living. A lot of people are struggling right now and she's experiencing it. And I'm so happy that she came out, speak in the public about it. She was open about it. I can tell she's very nervous because she's having a hard time talking about what she's experiencing. It shouldn't be like that. She shouldn't have to experience nothing like this.
Last year I broke my neck. I almost lost.
You have a beautiful voice, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
I'm having a panic attack right now.
I can only imagine she's right in front of the former president talking about things that she's experiencing. These are things that people are experiencing around the world. We need change so that we can help ourselves and our families. That's what it's about.
Panic.
Oh,
Right here with you. But last year I had broken my neck and I tried applying for any kind of assistance.
Sorry, I gotta pause it one more time. But look at all the women. They're all smiling, they're all laughing, they're all having a good time. Okay.
And was denied because I did not make less than $700 a month. And I'm shaking like a freaking leaf. I cannot stop. So I could not afford daycare. I obviously was having to go through physical therapy and a lot of issues, and I'm still having issues to this day.
Right, I understand.
But what kind of realistic changes that do you think you can provide single parents, married parents, any kind of parent to just simply afford children in today's world with the way
It's not
things
fair,
are?
right? It is not fair.
No.
You never heard of Ivanka, right? Ivanka. My daughter drove me crazy on this. We had the simplest, most beautiful I gave you the largest tax cuts in the history of our country, okay? Larger than the Reagan cuts, larger. But my daughter, Ivanka, she said, Dad, we have to do tax credits for women, for the child tax credits. She was driving me crazy. Then I did it, and I got it just about done. Dad, you've got to double it up. I said, Ivanka, it was actually more complicated than the entire bill, but I got it done. And what we're going to do, and I'm going to, because I understand exactly what you're saying, we're going to readjust things so that it's fair to everybody, because it's really not fair to everybody. But we have a lot, and we're going up higher, but we're also going to readjust because you have to make some readjustments. It's unfair to some people, and we're not going to have that. But she was the one that got it started. Those were our credits. Those were not the Democrat credits. A lot of Republicans said, rightfully, don't do it because we never get credit for that. We're not known for that. But the truth is, I wanted to put it all in the form of the tax cut. So I got the maximum tax cut, but we're also bringing down the taxes for companies and for people. We're bringing it down to 15%. And for companies, only if you make your product, build your product in the USA. Otherwise, you don't get it.
So as you guys can see, former President Donald Trump is going to make some big changes that can help everybody. And it's videos like this that a lot of people need to see. He's actually sitting down and talking with a lot of women because they keep saying, he doesn't know how to do this, he can't do that. He's actually sitting down with a lot of women voters in a battleground state and having a good time. They're all laughing, asking questions. How can you make things better? Because that's what it's all about, making things better. People are struggling. And it's hurting them. It truly is hurting them a lot. As you guys can see, she was so nervous to even tell her story. We got to give her a round of applause for going up in front of everybody and telling her story, because she's experiencing it. She's been struggling. Why does she be dealing with it at all? And this was another question that former President Donald Trump was asked. Check this out.
Your first name, please, and tell us your hometown.
My name is Lisa, and I live in the city of Milton. First of all, welcome back to Georgia, President Trump.
Thank you very much.
Americans are concerned about the state of our economy. Democrats argue that your policies favor the wealthy, especially through tax cuts for billionaires, while the middle class continues to struggle these last 3.5 years under the Biden-Harris administration. Could you outline your plans to revitalize the economy again as president, and policies that specifically support the middle class when reelected?
Sure, thank you very
Good
much.
question.
Great question. And sort of an easy question for me to answer, because we have tremendous wealth in this country, but it's under our feet. It's called liquid gold. And we're going to bring down your energy costs, and with that, everything's going to follow. We're also going to make it possible for companies to come into our country again. You know, we've lost so many businesses. If you're in furniture making, like in North Carolina, they're flocking out of our country because we have politicians that don't know what to do. We're bringing them all back. We have a tax rate that's going to lure them, and we're going to protect them with tariffs so they can make money and so they don't get stolen. But we're going to have record-setting jobs. And just to know, I mean, the advantage I have is that I've done it. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We had never had an economy. And remember this, we also had the safest border in the history of our country. We never had a border that safe. The famous graph that I looked at, you know, my all-time favorite piece of paper. I mean, even...
Just think about it. If that graph wasn't there, he wouldn't be sitting down talking to these women, explaining how he can make the economy better. That's crazy to even think about. That things like that he has to worry about. Still go out, campaign, talk to everybody, tell him what kind of changes he can make. He's not giving up. He's not stopping. He's pushing forward. That is leadership.
My all-time favorite. I love that piece of paper. But that shows you, that day, the day I left office, the border was the safest it ever was in the history of our country. We had the fewest number of people. We have the least amount of drugs. Everything was human trafficking, which is now 12 times higher than it was when, and it's trafficking, I hate to say this, mostly in women. It's a vicious thing because of the internet and because of this administration, maybe more so than the internet. But we had the safest border. We had the best economy. Think of it, a combination of security and finance and all of the other things. And we're going to make it even better. We're going to make the border even better. But the border can't, I mean, we did things with the border that nobody could have done, including we built 571 miles of wall. And that wall worked. Then I got Mexico to give us soldiers, a lot of soldiers, 28,000 soldiers to protect us. I said, you have to protect us because you're letting all of these criminals come into our country. You have to protect us. They said, we're not going to do it. I said, good, then I'm just going to tariff all your goods until you do it. They said, like I said, we're going to do it. And they gave us the social. So we had great protection, and we had the best economy in the history of our country.
So as you guys can see, videos like this need to be shared and heard, because Donald Trump said he's going to be making some big changes. And the changes that he are going to be making will help the economy. And that's where a lot of people are struggling right now, is with this economy. It's tough on a lot of people. As you guys seen, the questions that those ladies asked is, how can we make things better? Because they need it. We need to get the economy back stronger, more money back in our pockets. We don't have to work 60 to 70 hours just to make ends meet. We shouldn't have to do that. We should be working our regular schedule and spending time with our families. Let me know what you guys think about today's video in the comment section. That'll be a wrap for today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.